Hello again, and welcome to the top 50 tracks of all time. Today we are looking at 32, which is also a new entry because there's a bit of a story behind this one. Fact 63. Oh, I just saw then when I turn it to the light, there, you should be able to see the name there. Temptation. New Order. Time to show off a bit. Original 12-inch too. Plus you saw it earlier on the Procession video, the US import, so I've got it on these things. Funny story about Temptation is that I think I bought it in 84, 85. It came out in 82. So it was a little bit later when I got it. And that meant that between 84 or 85 and 87, I and a few friends actually thought Temptation was Hurt, and Hurt was Temptation, because Hurt is the B-side to Temptation, and New Order had a very annoying thing that they did, unless it was Factory, although they didn't seem to do it with other artists that I remember, is they actually put the track on the opposite order to which the label was on. So when you put on the side that said Temptation, it then played you Hurt. And we were all in the same boat, me and my friends there, so none of us actually realised we were playing Hurt when we were playing Temptation, and vice versa. So it was only when the 12-inch compilation album Substance came out that sat there listening to it, and all of a sudden you realise that Temptation's about to come on, and you think, wait a minute, this is Hurt, why are they playing Hurt instead of Temptation? Until the penny drops. So for the first 2 or 3 years I was listening to this track, I thought it had a different name. But anyway, the reason why this one is in is actually a lot to do with last summer. And that's because when I went to see them in Darlin, as I mentioned earlier, this was part of the encore, and up until then I'd pretty much been in my seat in the middle of the stadium or the arena, and for some reason when this one came on I just felt this urge to get right down to the front in the mosh pit and just start going crazy and dancing along. And it was then, and I got very emotional about it because of the history, the nostalgia, everything. It was like everything all came together at once. And obviously having my then 13-year-old son with me had an extra impact. And it just made me realise how important this particular song is. That in the past I've sort of brushed it off as a classic, but not up with the classics of New Order, but this almost certainly definitely is. It's a fantastic track, and I realise now that I don't just warm to it because of the nostalgia aspect. It's because I truly love it as a piece of music as well. Lyric wise, it's not the best track in the world, but occasionally they don't have to be, but musically it is definitely. And also you may have noticed now that this is actually the third New Order track, so they are top of the pile just now for entries in the chart. We'll see how that continues later on, but for now sit back and enjoy Temptation by New Order, and I will speak to you soon.